I didn't hit. What up, doe? What up, doe? What up, doe? Y'all know what it is. Wednesday, 9 o'clock. It's the NBA Nightly Show presented by Detroit Fan Report. And I'm your host, Bandit. Feel me? And y'all know what we do. We start every show. Let's introduce the panel that we have with us today. Starting with Nate.
What up, Doe? How y'all doing? Yeah, man. Nate from One Ass Chicken Three Toes. Yeah, super excited about the upcoming season for football. I think training camp is probably a couple weeks away, so yeah, revving up for that. As always, love being on the fan report here, talking about basketball, and of course, my champion Knicks. Gotta throw that in there.
Yeah,
There you go, Nate, just for you.
Marcus, introduce yourself. Thank you for the sound effects.
Thank you, sir.
It's your boy Marcus, founders of the Fathers Den podcast. Glad to be back on the show. Been a busy past month trying to do things. Been trying to keep up with sports for the most part, but I'm interested to see how this NBA season goes. Been a lot of moves early.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also with us today, we got my boy D.
Shit, what's really good, man? It is a pleasure to be up here. Unfortunately, I'm having circumstantial issues, but it'll be done soon. Let's talk NBA, man. What's really good, fellas?
It's good with y'all, man. How y'all doing this evening, bro?
Good, you?
Doing all right, doing all right. All right, let's get into it first. Nate, I'm gonna let you take the first topic, man. Talk about it. The Kawhi Leonard trade. Explain to everybody what's going on.
Yeah, so here says Toronto Raptors have reportedly put their blockbuster trade for Kawhi Leonard on hold while the NBA completes its ongoing investigation involving Los Angeles Clippers. The NBA is investigating allegations surrounding the past endorsement agreement Leonard signed. While with the Clippers, Leonard has not been charged with any wrongdoing. So, yeah, basically they're just doing their due diligence before the trade's done. Seems like the whole thing with Ballmer and how he paid Kawhi for something Kawhi didn't even show up to do. Not sure how it's all going to pan out, but NBA is definitely going to do their investigation before they approve any trade. That's from my understanding.
Vaughn, your thoughts on the trade being on hold right now, man?
The NBA on some bullshit. That's what I think. Y'all knew they was discussing this trade way before they put it in to be finalized. So why y'all ain't say that when they was talking about the trade? How you gonna wait? That's some. If Kawhi, in my opinion, the issue is he going back to Canada. If he was going anywhere else in the continental USA, this wouldn't be no problem. The problem is he going back to Canada, and for some reason, America got an issue with Canada right now. I ain't saying I know the details. I'm just saying if we talking straight upness, how did you wait? This conversation about this trade went on for a whole week, and Adam Silver couldn't call nobody in advance and say, "Hey, bruh, you know if you do this, we gonna have this shit on hold, right?" Come on,
I think
man.
they're trying to screw LA.
This ain't the first time. Remember, he
I know,
screwed
that's
the
my
Lakers.
point. Chris Paul,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
oh, come on with the BS, man.
Marcus, your thoughts, man, on the trade being put on hold right now?
Nah, I agree. I agree with D with this one. You knew about this trade. Everybody knew about this trade. You waited till right before it was about to be finalized to go ahead and put it on hold to investigate. And I just want to say they're saying Kawhi is not being charged with anything, so he's just willingly. So he's not in the wrong at all for anything going on with these extra endorsements. I just want to like
This kind of seems kind of shady, man. Like
I'm just curious on how you guys feel about it because they say he's not being charged. Me personally, I'm not up to date with the whole situation, so I don't know how I feel about all of it. I was just curious.
Okay, so this is from what I've gathered since the beginning of it, right? When Kawhi got traded from Toronto to LA, Steve Ballmer was in the process of acquiring the team. And I think he had just acquired the team either right before Kawhi got traded for or right after, like the deal got finalized that he was the majority or full-time owner. Okay. And if I'm mistaken, the move was made so because Ballmer like shit, I want a team over here, right? They made all those trades and it put them in a hole. But as a billionaire who, just acquired that team, plus got to pay salaries, some stuff had to get cut off. Everybody couldn't get theirs in full. So, he made some backdoor deal. Hey, Kawhi, this your salary. This is the salary you agreed to, but I'm gonna pay it to you like this, and I'm gonna have to do something else on the side. So you can't hold a Kawhi accountable for nothing.
Okay, I agree. I was
because that's the money he's getting paid is the money that's a part of his contract. How he gets paid is not determined by him. It's determined by the people doing the paying.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna fall on Ballmer. Like I don't think Kawhi's gonna get reprimanded. Ballmer's the one that created this pseudo whatever for Kawhi. Whether he's trying to do the money backdoor or whatever, it's gonna look bad on Ballmer. And I felt bad for the Clippers organization because they got rid of Donald Sterling for the racist comments. Then they bring in Ballmer. Ballmer's been pretty good. Then Ballmer does this. Now, with the Board of Regents or the other owners, will they vote him out or how this is going to work? Because this is some under the table shit. Like this is illegal stuff that they're doing. And if they do decide to look into this more, Ballmer very well could be out of the organization of the Clippers. They might make him forced to sell the team again.
If he gets in trouble enough, if they come down hard enough for the Clippers, and they get in trouble enough, they'll definitely talk about it.
And Silver likes to make examples of situations. So, yeah.
I just think it's crazy. The backdoor paying is crazy work, but
yeah. I'm sure other owners are doing the same thing. I mean, they just
most definitely.
You just gotta be better and not get caught.
Exactly.
You gotta be better. Do better.
Yeah. It's the Clippers, man.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. How about that? All right. Let's talk about a player that got traded midway during the season last year, but he's re-signed with the team. And that is Trae Young has agreed to a 4-year extension, $212 million to stay with the Wizards. Marcus, your thoughts on Trae Young staying with the Wizards, man?
I think it's a good move for him. I don't really know what his value is in the league because, he fell off a little bit, if you ask me. But stay with the Wizards. They just picked up what I think it was AJ.
Yeah, AJ Debonsa. Mm-hmm.
See, you got a young talent there. Alex Sarr, I'm not real big on him, but I keep hearing him brought up. You got a young core there. See what you can make out of it. And you're in Washington now, so the limelight ain't really on you. You can just play. You can play, have fun, take control, shoot as many threes as you want. You kind of got the keys to the offense, if you ask me.
Nate, your thoughts on Trae Young?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Marcus, man. I mean, I think this is a great move for the Wizards because you look at what they've done so far. They drafted AJ Debonsa. They have Bub Carrington. They have Alex Sarr. They've got a lot of good young pieces. They have Anthony Davis, So I think, they've got a decent squad. I mean, they're not going to be playoffs, but I mean, maybe they get into the play-in or something. But I like their team. I think they have a lot of good talent, and Trae Young fits well with this offense because if they want to run and a run and gun type of offense, Trae Young fits this mold. He's more of a guy who's going to set up and score for the team. He's got a lot of right, exactly. He's got to work on his defense, but I mean, for the most part, he will set up guys like Debonsa. Debonsa's already shown he's going to be a star. I mean, if you watch Debonsa in Summer League, I mean, damn, that guy's good. He's really good. Like, and he's only going to get better. So the Bonsa's already going to be a superstar. Sar's coming into his own. Bub Carrington, Johnson. He played in summer league too. Yeah, AD. So I mean, they got a good squad, man. I mean, if they can keep their pieces together, they can be a threat in a couple of years.
They got to stay healthy.
But I like the move. I mean, Trae Young needed a change of scenery. He wasn't going to get it done in Atlanta. The time was already set on him there. Now he's a fresh new face in Washington. He's kind of the face of the franchise until AJ comes to the scene, because AJ is going to be a superstar. Let's just say that right now. He's damn that good. But Trae Young's going to be a good 1A to AJ in the future.
D, your thoughts on Trae Young staying with the Wizards getting $212 million before he got their bag too? Can't hit on that.
First off, who turns down $212 million? That don't matter. He could have been in Egypt. I don't think he's going to turn down $212 million. But as far as his fit with the team, that team need a facilitator. Him as the lead guard is good for the team because they have a bunch of young pieces. And you need somebody to be able to keep them in line and get them the ball. Also, that team is full of defenders. Alex Sarr can defend, AD can defend, DA can defend, Colaby, he can defend, AJ can defend. So you're not necessarily asking Trae to go out and be an elite defender, but a team defender. But you're definitely asking him to spread the floor and get those guys involved. And worst case scenario, until, one such guy emerges the clutch guy, you got a guy who can really perform high in the clutch. So I think it's a smart move by Washington. Some of the smartest roster moves they done made in the past 20 years for sure.
Bree, what up, though?
What up, Bree?
What up, though? What's happening, fellas? What's good with y'all?
Doing good. How you feel about the Trae Young extension, man, with Washington?
Well, I feel like they needed to do that because I agree with what everybody is saying, and with all the this is a team in the making. I think they're gonna try to somewhat try to make it kind of like the new kind of OKC kind of thing. They're gonna try to do that with these young guys, but we'll see who stays. But I like the move, but sometimes with moves like this, players can be there for a year or two, and then just be like, man, I don't want to be around this. I'm good. I see the writing on the wall, and I don't want to be around it. So these kind of signings kind of are iffy at times because nowadays, who's really going to be true to their contracts? You just never know. But I do like the team concept. The thing about the Wizards, because I watched a lot of the Wizards this past season. They got a lot of guys that play the same way. They have a lot of guys that play the same. So we got to see how that goes. And then with them getting back Chris Middleton, and now they got Patrick Ewing as an assistant coach. That's going to help the big guys too. So I do like those moves. I do like those moves. But
yeah,
I say the Benson, I really want to see how he does against real NBA action. Because summer league is summer league. I just want to see how he plays against real NBA players. That's going to really test him. But I think he has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
I can't trust AD, man. I got more trust in both my thumbs than Anthony Davis being healthy. Like it's just not gonna happen. I wouldn't trust him in nothing. I wouldn't trust street clothes to save my life. I couldn't do it. So it's just gonna be interesting to see. And I want to see. And then another thing too. I don't know if y'all mentioned this, but with Trae Young, I really want to understand. I want to understand too how how he's gonna feel after the Knicks won the title. So I know he gonna be focused. Like, man, I can't say nothing about the Knicks fans. They done won a title, and they gonna talk about it. So he gonna feel some type of way on that. So,
Yeah.
but all in all, man, I like the move.
Yeah,
Right.
and one thing to add with Trae Young is Trae Young he opted out of his current deal, and he was a free agent. So yeah, part of it was he wanted to get the big bag, but he decided to go back to Washington.
Where he
So
could be the man.
right, he
He
obviously
could be the man.
sees the potential in the team and the way they're built that he could rock with this team, kind of like when he was rocking with the old Hawks back in the day. Remember when the Hawks had the talent all around them? Like, so he kind of sees the potential with the Wizards in that sense, because he could have gone somewhere else for less money, and he could have been he could have played for a better team, but he decided to go back to Washington. So I give him credit for that, because he thinks that this team believes in him and is going to play around him, and so and of course he wanted to get paid. Let's just be real. He wanted to get his bag. So, but I think this is a great fit for him. It just remains to be seen.
See, Nate, that's the thing. But Nate, that's the thing. I'm happy that he getting this contract. Well, we know how these players are, man. They'll come up and be like I was saying before, like they'll get these contracts and then be like, hey, man, year or two down the line, you're like, man, these dudes are trash. I don't want to play with them. And players be like that. You know,
I don't know. You've got a really good squad with veterans and rookies and young second-year guys. I like their squad. I think it just matters around. It just matters around AD. If AD stays healthy, question mark. This can be a playoff team down the line. If he's not healthy, then you're gonna have Sarr that has to develop quicker. Because I think the Bonds is gonna be a hit. I like Trey Johnson. I like Bub Carrington. You know what Trae Young can bring to the table. It's just a matter if Sarr can develop more and can AD stay healthy. If those two dudes can stay healthy, you're talking about a very good front court going forward on the defensive side.
Yeah. As we mentioned, because I like Alex Sarr, but then he's going to get surgery. So it's going to be interesting to see how he feels after that surgery. Like how he's going to play. So, but I'm a Sarr guy. I do like Carrington and Koulibaly too. That's a good player too. I like
Koulibaly too. That's another guy. Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, they got a lot of young dudes.
All right, let's talk about
and to bring back what you were saying too, Nate, about Trae Young, he wanted to come back. You can say the same thing about Chris Middleton too. He wanted to come back because he wanted to leave and come back. So that just they see that this team is it's a good team and they a team of the future. And with veterans see that, that's a good thing.
All right, let's talk about another offseason free agent signing. The Lakers re-signed Austin Reeves to a 4-year, $185 million contract, returning with the LA Lakers. I'm going to start with you first, D. Austin Reeves back with LA, man. How you feeling about the signing?
Well, let me update you. Austin only got 180. He got 4 years, 180.
Okay.
He gave 5 back so they can have some more cap flexibility. That report just dropped like yesterday, the day before yesterday. What's today? Wednesday. So that report dropped on Monday. I mean, it makes sense. They not, they clearly didn't want to keep LeBron, so you got to keep Luka with somebody. The one. I heard somebody call them the Snowtime Lakers, man. I think we was on here last time. I don't know where I was at.
About that too. Yeah.
Man, I think I was on Spaces. And somebody called them the Snowtime Lakers. Man, and that had me cracking up. But I honestly, ain't nothing wrong with it, right? Luka is offensively dynamic, and regardless if people want to give him credit, sometimes when Luka want to play defense, he's really impactful on that end. Now Austin on the defensive end is a whole nother story, but the fact that he could be a second, playmaker scorer for Luka, I think that bodes well. Getting Walker Kessler though makes that work.
We're gonna talk about that next. Go ahead.
That makes that work. You know what I'm saying? So I think they got a chance, but I like that for Austin. The richest undrafted free agent to get a large contract like this. So shout out to Austin, man. Shout out to Austin.
Okay. Nate, your thoughts on the signing?
Well, this tells me when LeBron said he's not coming back to LA that it's Luka's team, which we kind of already knew that. That's why LeBron, I think, left, because he knew that it wasn't going to be his team ever again. It was going to be Luka's team. This tells me with this deal that Austin Reeves is expected to be the Robin to Luka, but also if Luka gets hurt, they expect him to be the guy. Like all the pressure now is on Austin Reeves that if Luka gets hurt or something, Austin is the guy. This is his team to carry. They have a lot of faith in this guy. Now, whether he's that guy or not, I don't know. But this basically tells me that he's the second best player on this team, and they are expecting him to take over games if Luka is not available. So there's a lot of pressure on Austin Reeves. He's got talent on the offensive side, but he's a turnstile on defense. And so is Luka at times. So defensively, it's a little bit of a head scratcher, but offensively, when those two guys are playing well, this offense can really gel. So it's just going to remains to be seen. You got to put defenders around both these guys, because like Stephen A. Smith, have you ever seen 2-3 white guys, or how do you say it? He said something about 3 white guys on defense or something like that. I don't know. He said something like that. But he's not wrong. I mean, they're going to be targeted on defense. Let's just be real. So, I don't know. It remains to be seen.
We're going to get Steve's thoughts, and then we're going to get Marcus's. But, Steve, your thoughts on the signing of Austin Reeves back to LA?
Well, see, I mean, I like Austin Reeves. I like Austin Reeves. Man, sometimes, and I'm with y'all, man, his defense can be shaky at times, but I'd rather take his defense than Luka's. I think he's better defender than Luka. At least he tried.
Willing defender,
Luka don't even try. He like James Harden. He just like, hey, man, go ahead. Get this layup. I'm good. But, yeah, I like it. It just tells me that he is the future. Who would have thought, man, who would have thought we would be talking about Austin Reeves being a future of the Lakers? That would have thought that a couple years ago. But, I'd be a little shaky when guys like this that don't play real good defense get so much money, but that's the state of the NBA right now. They'll pay you anything, even if you don't know how to play defense. But it's an offensive game, so that's how I feel about it. But it's going to be interesting to see how this Laker team is, because it did change so much, and just to see if these guys can stay healthy, because Austin Reeves can get a little injury bug too. But it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to be, because even with the contract he had before, he kind of struggled a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see if he struggles, how the fans are going to, take that, because they're going to let him have it if he has bad games. But he has to stay healthy just like everybody else. But other than that, man, they had to sign him because, like they said, man, it's just LeBron is gone and all these other guys are gone, so they got to get somebody. So that's their future, and I'm rooting for Austin Reeves to do well. I'm rooting for him to do well, but we'll see what happens.
Let's get Marcus's thought, and then I got a question for you all right after this. Marcus, your thoughts on the signing of Austin Reeves?
I think it's a smart move by the Lakers. You had to bring back Austin Reeves, getting rid of LeBron. I honestly, I don't think the Lakers are really worried about what his defensive side is going to bring. That's what you got other players there for. When you're a superstar, well, I'm not calling him a superstar, but when you're getting paid like a superstar, you kind of get the slack on one end. It is what it is. But they're bringing him back for his offense. I think, honestly, without LeBron on the court, his offense game might flow a little better. Him and Luka on the court. And it's just a smart move. Does he deserve 185 mil? That's up for debate because his playoffs was rather shaky, but it's a smart move by LA. Him and Luka together, healthy. That's a scary combination.
So my question is for y'all: do y'all agree with the Lakers choosing Austin Reeves over LeBron? Because it came down to LeBron didn't say he wasn't coming back to LA until he found out Austin Reeves signed that big contract. So do y'all agree with the Lakers' decision of keeping Austin Reeves over LeBron?
I do, because
Yeah, of course.
LeBron and Luka are kind of play the same way, right? Like they're point forwards. They try to get players set up and all that. And I think it was Marcus that said that when LeBron, Luka, and Austin played together, first off, it was terrible defensively. Second of all, you have a lot of redundancy with LeBron and Luka on the court. That's why they would have to separate them and bring one off the bench or split their minutes in the starting lineup. So when Luka went to the bench, LeBron played, or vice versa. So I definitely think that, it's going to free up Austin more. And I don't think LeBron saw a future with the Lakers anymore because of Luka. Because it's Luka's team, and Luka does the same thing LeBron does, And so I think he saw the writing on the wall that's like, hey, I'm not needed here anymore. You got your guy.
See,
G over there looking like he got something to say. So G, you got your mic.
Because, man, y'all, why do people just create unnecessary narratives? At what point did we ever hear LeBron and Luka didn't get along? None. Nobody. Find me a report that ever said that. None. You know what you did here? That Jeannie Buss and Lakers top officials wanted to move on from LeBron. So that's what they did. This don't got nothing to do with Luka and LeBron. And this got everything to do with business. So this is where my expression comes from. Like, why is we creating these narratives? The only narrative is the ones that's in front of you. They traded for Luka because they wanted to get younger because they knew LeBron was at the end of his road. LeBron has done so much in his career that he has the right to choose where he wants to end his career without nobody feeling no type of way.
Right.
So the reason that he's leaving LA has nothing to do with Luka per se, but it has to do with his relationship with Laker front office and how they can't get over the fact that he's not Kobe. That's it.
But you do think that, like, with LeBron's a smart guy. He's a very calculated individual. When shit's about to hit the fan or things don't look right, LeBron jets. He did that with the Cavs.
That's a false narrative.
No, it's true. He did.
It's not true.
Because if you look at the facts, he built.
We are looking at the facts. When he left Cleveland, his contract was up.
Okay.
Every time he left Cleveland, his contract was over. Okay. So how was he bouncing?
So he left
when his contract over.
Okay, let me speak real quick. He left Cleveland because he knew the team wasn't going to go anywhere. He went to Miami to win, right? Okay, he wins in Miami. Then he sees that Miami's roster doesn't look that good. So he's like, you know what? I'm going back to Cleveland because I got Kyrie Irving and I can get Kevin Love or whatever I want. So he goes back to Cleveland. He's not stupid. He knows that he's not going to a bad team. He went to the Lakers when AD was there. They won a chip in the bubble.
AD wasn't even with the Lakers. AD wasn't with the Lakers when LeBron got there. You just be making up whatever you want to make up. So let's talk to a real Cleveland fan. No. Let's talk to a real Cleveland fan who really know what's going on. LeBron left Cleveland because the front office refused to build a legitimate winner around him. That's why he left Cleveland the first time. On top of all the extra shitty shit that they was doing and saying behind his back. First off, when he left Miami, it's because him and Pat Riley fell out because Pat Riley didn't like the fact that LeBron had more cachet in the organization than he did. So he started doing little petty shit. So when LeBron's contract was up, he left. Now he's leaving LA because his contract up and LA front office don't want him. This stuff that you talking about is not real.
That's your opinion, bro.
Hey,
I listen to talk radio. I listen to other people too.
Hey, listen. We all know why LeBron left the first time. And I'm not saying all the stuff D saying is not right. But we all know why he left the first time. Because Delonte West fucked his mouth. Delonte West fucked his mouth. Let's be real.
Oh
Let's
God.
keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. If we gonna go there, we gonna go all the way there. That's why he left Cleveland.
You can't play stepdad. You can't play basketball with your stepdad, and he riding the
Can't
ass.
do it.
Wait,
Can't do it.
though. That wasn't the only reason, though. But that was definitely part of it. That was definitely part of it, for sure.
Hey, I ain't from Cleveland, but I know the real. I ain't too far from it, but I heard. I heard.
All right, let's get to the next signing, man. Before we have, let's just get to the next signing. The Lakers also made a move when they signed somebody I didn't know too much about, but they went and signed, acquired Wesley Kessler from the Utah Jazz. First round pick.
Walker Kessler.
Walker Kessler.
My bad.
Wesley Kessler sounds pretty good too.
I like the first one though. I like the first one.
For a first round pick in the 2031 draft, 2033 draft, and they swapped picks in the 28 and the 2030 draft.
Who is this guy?
Okay, so Walker Kessler, he came from Auburn. He was on the Jazz. They kind of got him when they traded Rudy Gobert away. They were kind of really high on him because he's a shot blocker and he had like a decent rookie year. The Lakers have been wanting this guy for the longest time. They've been wanting to trade for him, and it finally came through. They like his shot blocking ability. He's got the ability to kind of shoot the three or some kind of shot so he can spread the floor a little bit. But they've been high on him. And you got to remember, Luka loves rim runners. He loved Lively. He loved Gafford in Dallas.
That's why they were running for Jalen Dern.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted a rim running rim protection big to go with Luka, and this is exactly what he is. He can run the rim, he can block at the rim, and he can shoot the shot. I think she shoots three or jumpers or whatever. But he's got potential, and clearly they believe in him because they paid him a lot of money for a guy who hasn't played very much.
Played 5 games last year, Nate.
Did he get hurt or did he just get benched?
Yeah, he got hurt. He had a serious injury last year. That's how. That's the reason. Well, it's been the last 2 years that he's been hurt.
Yeah. So
Okay.
The Lakers clearly wanted him, and they see a bigger role for him. So it's kind of a risk because, when you got guys that you're signing big money to that's already been hurt, that's not a good sign. But the potential is there. He can block shots. He can be a rim runner for Luka. So if he's healthy, it works for them. If he's not healthy, then they're screwed. Yeah, exactly. They didn't re-sign Hayes.
Lakers needed a big man. They got, it looks like and sounds like they got a big man that can potentially, I'm going to say potentially just because I haven't watched him, potentially protect the rim and rim run. Mm-hmm. Now, $130 million for a guy who
that's a lot.
Basically unproven.
Hasn't even given you over 12 points a game a year so far. And was hurt all. They're
basically paying him on his potential. He's not paying him on what he's done.
And I'm not big on paying on potential. That's why I don't really hype up the summer league, and I need to see it in action.
Yeah.
Hey, wait though.
What's up?
It's funny that y'all keep saying something about potential when everybody in the sports gets paid off potential. Everybody. Everybody's contract is dependent on you can give me what I think you can give me. Everybody. You can't name me one player in athletic history that don't get paid off potential.
Well, they pay them for what they feel they're going to be going forward.
Potential.
Is that not potential?
Right.
So what are we talking about? Walker Kessler, because this was going into his 4th year. right?
Fifth. I think that
So,
settled
okay,
him.
so his first 2 years when he actually got playing time, he had a 2020 game, a couple of them, if I'm mistaken, and he
He
had like a
averaged,
Yeah,
non-block
yes.
game.
he averaged 9 points and 8 rebounds his first year, and eight
You
points
keep
and 7
No, I
rebounds
like.
his
I
second
see
year.
what you're getting at.
nobody
The
said what
game.
he averaged.
I'm about to
I
say
never
11 and
said
12 his third year. My bad. I was just trying to follow up what you was doing. My bad.
but I never said average. What I said was in his first 2 years, he had a 2020 game, and he had quite a few games where he had like 15 plus rebounds. And he
Mm-hmm.
had a game where he had like it might not have been 9 blocks. I think it was 9 blocks though. Like he had a game where he was, and you could
Yeah.
tell that if he was used, he could be a impactful player. Utah didn't want to get rid of him. It's not
No,
like
they
Utah
didn't.
just said no. They drove a hard bargain because everybody been trying to get Walker Kessler. It wasn't just the Lakers. There were at least 15 teams trying to get Walker
He's that
and was
hot of a
willing to give
commodity.
him the same contract that the Lakers ended up giving him or something around it. So it wasn't just a nobody. It's just that Utah, because they've been stockpiling assets, they didn't make their moves until the middle of last year when they went and got Jared Jackson, right? They let it be known they wanted to keep Laurie Marketing. They drafted Ace Bailey. You feel what I'm saying? So they was like, oh shit, we got the number 2 pick this year, so we don't have no reason to hold on to him. But Danny Ainge is Danny Ainge, right? He's going to get the most of what he can get. So Walker Kessler game is NBA ready. On top of the fact that I don't believe he was all the way hurt, as they say, because I feel like organizations like to preserve the appreciation of their assets, right? They want to be able to get the highest they can get for them without them messing themselves up, like how they did Giannis in Milwaukee. So there's no knock on Walker Kessler. He's not they think like no. If you give Walker Kessler 30 minutes a game, he's going to average you a double double and about 2 blocks for sure. So, but with that team though, he gets a chance to actually blossom because he's going to be the outright big man defender. And I don't think the NBA ever had a big three of white boys. So no offense, but this is gonna be entertaining.
I also think too when Utah got Triple J, that was pretty much the writing on the wall that Kessler was not going to be a starter for them. Because Kessler really only plays the center position. That's his best position. And that's where Triple J is going to be. So, when Triple J got to the Utah Jazz, they're like, okay, Kessler can become available and we can try to get something out of it. And they got to look like they got a pretty good thing for him. Unprotected first round 2031, 2033, first round pick swaps in 2028 and 2030. So they got a good deal for Walker Kessler. I mean, for a guy who's only averaging maybe 10 something points or whatever, you got 4 draft picks and 2 draft picks and 2 swaps. That's pretty good. So.
AD, he said, Get Money said, I get what you're saying, D, but he's still improving.
Oh, I mean, I don't knock the unproven thing, but I'm saying when they say potential, I'm like, man, everybody get paid off potential. Don't use that. But he definitely, he ain't put together an all-star season yet, so we gonna see for sure.
Reed, I ain't forget about you, man. Your thoughts on your Walker Kessler?
Well, first off, we're not gonna go up in here and shit on Walker Kessler. Dude got game. I seen a lot of his game up close and personal, and he got game. He can average a double double. The thing is, the person y'all didn't mention is Filipowski too. So they had a lot of bigs on that team, and I think they had to. They did what they had to do because Walker Kessler had a series of injuries, but hell, everybody in Utah had injuries. So that they was even fine for for the game for their players not playing on purpose.
Yep.
So that's the thing with Utah with them. So, but man, I don't like Jaren Jackson at no center position, man. I don't trust him. I know he a Sparty dog, but I don't trust him at all. He one of the softest goddamn players in the league. I had to say it. He's soft, and I don't. Don't get me
I don't
He's
started.
like
not
it that
softer
center
than
either.
Chet. He's
I
not
don't
softer
like
than
it in.
Chet.
He's soft. He's charming, soft.
It doesn't matter who you not softer than. You're soft. It doesn't. You don't get
Exactly.
levels of soft. You're soft.
He won Defensive
The
Player of the Year.
labeling in itself is bad. It don't matter. He could be softer than a pillow. It don't matter. You're soft.
I would say he's not durable because he has been hurt a lot. I'll give you that. But when he's healthy, he can put up some numbers.
Putting
But
up
when he
numbers
healthy,
and
he
being
still be soft.
intimidating fact. But listen, when we're talking about big men in the NBA, and we say you're soft, that means you're not intimidating when the opposing team looks to go to the hole.
Okay, so let me ask you this question: is Wembanyama soft?
No.
He brittle. He get hurt a lot, but I don't think he's soft.
He's soft as hell.
Wembanyama
What are you
also in
talking
his
about,
third.
dude? You don't want no contact inside. What are you talking about?
Wembanyama is in his third year, or going into his fourth year. He's the superstar of his team that led them to the finals. What the hell is soft about that?
He's not a forcer inside. You can Carl
How-
Anthony Towns muscled him inside, so he's
Bro,
soft.
Carl Anthony Towns got him by like 50 pounds. He's better.
See, and then on top, and then I'm gonna say this on top of what D want to say. See, Wimpy had to rebound within 3-4 Knicks. He had to go because he ain't had nobody else to rebound down there. It was just basically him.
But he doesn't
had to
want
do-
contact inside either. He doesn't
But-
want. That's why he
but-
plays outside.
But you're fighting against 3 guys in the rebound, though. What else can you do?
I'm just saying,
On
if you're gonna
top
say
of
Triple
that-
J is soft, then I'm gonna go with Wimpy soft too.
Oh man, so you mad because we talk you mad because we talk about
I'm
Triple
not
J
mad.
for
I'm
what he
telling you
is?
that he's soft as
I'm
hell.
saying you
That's
pick.
I'm
What does
saying.
Wemby got to do with Triple J? Nothing. You chose
I'm
Wemby.
trying to
He
prove
wasn't
a
even part of the
point.
conversation.
If you listen, I'm trying to prove a point. If you're gonna
You're
go
not
out and say
proving no point, but that's your brother. It's the
I'm
only point
telling
that you're
you that if
proving.
you're gonna call Triple J soft and you call Wimpy not soft, then that doesn't make no sense.
Has okay, bet. No, because they both won Defensive Player of the Year, right? Triple J won the Defensive Player of the Year, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Or he was he did, right?
That was a
He won-
fluke.
he won.
That was a fluke. That was a fluke when he won that. That was a fluke. That
So-
was a fluke because you can't be Defensive Player of the Year and then you get dunked on by AD and then you start crying on the ground. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
You
My
can't base it on
thing-
one play, man. Come on.
The difference between Wembanyama and Triple J is that when Wembanyama is at the hole, people ain't really trying to come to the hole. They looking to pass to an open shot. When
Right.
Triple J is under the hole, a nigga is looking to dunk on him. That's two totally different things.
Yeah. And to add what D was talking about, if you look at the finals, a lot of the times when the Knicks got their offense, it was when Wemby wasn't in that hole.
Well, yeah, because
When he
he's
wasn't in that hole, they scored
7'4",
like crazy.
so he's got long arms. So yeah, he's gonna alter shots, or people make him think twice. But there are people that aren't afraid of him. Alex Caruso wasn't afraid of going at him. So I mean, there are people out there that will challenge him. You know, you just got to be smart on how you challenge Wembanyama, because if you go soft or if you go slowly and soft at him, he's gonna block your shot. But if you take it into the
listen.
body,
That's like
You're
saying
gonna-
LeBron had problems with Pat Beverly.
Hey, listen. When you a bald white guy, I wouldn't be scared of nobody either.
Oh my
I'm just
God!
saying.
Here we go. All right,
I'm
let's
just
talk.
saying. I wouldn't be scared either.
All right, let's talk about the
Alex
trade.
Caruso, you my guy, man. You my guy.
Let's talk about the trade that happened, man. The T-Wolves have traded Julius Randle and a 28 pick to the Brooklyn Nets for Nick Carson.
Claxton.
Claxton.
Nicholas Claxton.
Yeah, I never even heard of him. That's why, you know what I mean? For me.
You never heard
Marcus,
of him?
man, your thoughts on the trade, man? Julius Randle on the move again.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm not surprised T-Wolves decided to move on. I mean, you already know I'm not a big Julius Randle fan. I'm not saying he's bad. So I'm not because he is an NBA, but I'm not a big fan of his game. Claxton can rebound. He's a bigger body. I think he's a little bit taller than Randall. Not really sure. They might be close to the same height. But they need to do something. Randall wasn't it. You're changing the landscape in Minnesota. Why not get rid of Randall too? Goodbye.
Okay. Steve, your thoughts on the trade?
Well, speaking of soft, Julius right now, I'm kidding. No,
You can be
I'm
soft
not
at
doing
times.
that,
There's no doubt.
Julius. I'm not doing it. But yeah, it was bound to happen, man. I think I think they, Minnesota, they just realized that Julius Randle is just not a number two. He wasn't good to complement Ant-Man. He just wasn't. And I don't really think he's been the same since the Knicks traded him. I don't know. It's just these dumb moves Minnesota do, and they just get rid of these players and stuff, and then what they get back, it ain't much. So
Well, his value's not there. That's the problem.
yeah, I mean, you get all the players they let go. Cat, Nikhil Alexander Walker. All these guys they done let go. Andrew Wiggins. They didn't got better after they left. So they got a real Minnesota they got years of just doing stupid stuff. I mean, we got to remember, like, years and years ago, they decided to take two point guards instead of Steph Curry. So that tells you how stupid Minnesota is.
That's true.
But it is what it is. But I like Nick Claxton, man. I do. I like his game. He do get overpowered sometimes, being how skinny he is. But I like his toughness, and he do block shots. He can't shoot to save his life, but hey, he just a rebounder and a protector. So I like Claxton, but man.
Wait, y'all do know Nicholas Claxton didn't go to Minnesota, right? Nicholas, this was a 3-team trade.
He went to the Bulls.
Oh yeah, he went to the Bulls.
Went to the Bulls.
So then my question is, who did Minnesota get out of this?
All they got was the number 33 pick. They got the number 33 pick, and they got some cap relief that allowed them to trade for LaMelo.
I'm cool with that one.
Yeah.
You win in that. Get rid of Randall, Melo in you said 33 draft pick?
33.
Yeah, the number 33, because they had the 28 draft pick. So they traded that. Yeah, they traded that with Julius Randle, and they got back the 33rd pick, which I think was Chicago's pick.
Evans, they got Evans, that player from Duke.
That's not a bad deal at all. Then getting rid of Randall to get Ball and more cap room and a draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
See,
that's a win.
But that's another thing. But that's another thing too. Can Ball and Edwards play together? Because LaMelo Ball has a tendency to go stupid with the ball. He carries and carries and carries. He plays horse. That's the only guy I know in the NBA that will play horse in a real game. Seriously.
But at least he's not afraid to shoot the ball. Like he's somebody that Edwards could lean on if he gets double teamed and they need somebody to get a basket.
Come on, man. Come on now. Come on, man.
I'm being real, dude. You watched
I think it's about
you watched that playoff series against you watched that playoff series against the Spurs. There was nobody helping Ant Edwards at all. He had no ball handler, he had no scores. Randall was trash in that series. That's why they traded his ass. Because if anybody
Randall was only trash for the last couple games of the series, because the first few games when Ant didn't play, that nigga literally carried the team and was averaging like 28.
Okay, he played maybe one
7.
game that was
he
good.
He played
and
3 games like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I don't knock nobody's point of view, but at least don't discredit the person to knock them. Knock them on what they actually did.
I'm just saying that Randall, the mismatch that Minnesota had against San Antonio was Randall. They had nobody that could play on Randall. And Randall should have took advantage of his mismatch every game, and he did not do that. He didn't do that in the 6th game. He didn't do that in the 5th game. And Edwards wanted to know, where the hell's my help? That's why they went out and got LaMelo. Because LaMelo, yes, he is kind of quirky. Yes, he does kind of take hero ball, like Breed said. But at least he's not afraid to try to score. Nobody else in that team was trying to score in that Spurs series. And Edwards is basically doing it on a bum knee.
And my apologies, because I when I come in, I'll be coming in so sharp, I'll be cutting you off. My apologies.
No, you're good.
Let me say that in advance, right? Did they not lose Dante DiVincenzo?
Yeah, they did.
Was he not their floor spacer? So if your mid-range guy, the guy who actually can do something in the mid-range from the post up, doesn't have the guy that he's been used to spread the floor, doesn't that give the Spurs more ability to put more pressure on him and get the ball out his hands? This is why this is why I'm like, you can't take the context. The first 3 games of the series, Randall went crazy.
I don't know about crazy, but he played better.
Oh my God! All right, you're right. Yeah.
If he went crazy, then they still lost the games because that was all. They didn't have anybody else to help.
That was usually happens when you only got one person. When your top player is injured and you're relying on your second fiddle, and the guys that help your second guy, some of those guys are down. What do you think happens? Good teams capitalize on that.
Well, all I'm saying is if Minnesota felt confident in Randall going forward, they wouldn't have traded for him. They wouldn't have traded him away. Because they literally traded him away for nothing.
I don't disagree with that. I agree with that.
Okay. All right.
I agree with that statement.
Here's the thing with that. If they would have had DiVincenzo, either way, Spurs would have still beat them because how deep they squad is. But it would have been closer. Yeah. It would have been a closer series.
It wouldn't have mattered that much. He would have helped a little bit.
All right. Speaking of the Spurs, Steve, I'm glad you brought them up because they went and got some veteran help. They went out and signed former Detroit
Tobias
Harris.
Tobias.
Steve, how you feel about
Tobias?
No, Steve, you should ask Bandit how he feel about that. You should start this off.
Right.
Hey, with the signing they just got, the trade they got, the next topic we're going to talk about, I'm cool with it. But go ahead, Steve. Why you try to put me on blast? Go ahead, Steve.
No, it's all good. It's all good. He had to do what he had to do. I mean, it was some teams that wanted him. It's whatever. My thing is, I'm gonna go on these Piston fans, man. It's funny how some of these fans.
I know what you're gonna say. Talk to him, Steve.
I'm going there. It's funny how these fans is saying, "Oh man, Tobias, man, he old, man. We don't want him. He old." Then when he gone, why we had to leave him? We could have re-signed him. I'll be like, man, shut your ass up. Y'all don't know what y'all want. Shut your ass up. Y'all kept talking him old. He can't shoot. He can't this. Tobias Harris over me? Over me? Come on. And I like Tobias Harris, but I'm not mad at him trying to get a bag from the Spurs. If the Spurs want him, I think it's good for the Spurs because they need that vet. Now, he just got to play his game and be consistent shooting the ball. Because during the series, he was good. That Orlando series, he had a major part in that Orlando series on why they came back.
Yes, he did.
Major part.
Yes, he did.
Even though I feel like if Franz didn't get hurt, I think they would have won the series. Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic. And y'all still mad over that, man. Get over it. Damn. But it's all good, man. But I like the signing for the Spurs. They needed a vet, and it's good for guys like Castle and Keldon Johnson. And it's good for Wemby to learn from Tobias too. That vet that's been there, he got somebody that can teach us some things and everything like that. So I think it's a good thing for the Spurs. But I ain't tripping over a Piston fan. I'm glad with the guy we did have him replaced with, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But I'm cool with it. And shout out to Tobias, man. He was a vet. You know, he didn't cause no problems. He just did his job, and I respect that. I respect it.
Shout out to Unc. Shout out to Unc. Marcus, your thoughts on Tobias Harris signing with the Senate?
Tobias.
It's what the Spurs needed. They needed a vet. He can come in and hit down the mid range. He can hit a couple threes when it's needed. He's been in the playoffs multiple times. He's been in big pressure situations. And like Steve said, the Orlando series, he was huge. So it's a good pickup for the Spurs. They needed that veteran experience leader.
Nate, your thoughts on Tobias signing with San Antonio?
Yeah, I don't disagree with the signing. I just kind of know where he's going to fit, because if you look at their starting five, they just paid Champagnie a good amount of money, and you got Vassell in the starting lineup. So if you move Vassell to the bench, you know, Unc they call him. He's not a spot up shooter type. Like his shot is inconsistent at times. You know, to where Vassell is more of a catch and shoot type of dude. So if Unc's going to come off the bench, then I can understand that. But if they put him in the starting lineup, he fits more of the small ball forward that can play with Wembanyama. But he's not a big guy, and he plays more outside. He's not going to get you those tough rebounds inside all the time. So I'm a little confused on exactly what they're going to do with that four position to play alongside Wemby. They drafted a couple of dudes like Reed and this other dude that just had knee surgery again today. But they are big guys, but they can't shoot. They can't stretch the floor. Unc can do that. So if Unc is going to start alongside Wembanyama, I guess that makes sense. But it's still kind of a small front court kind of situation. So I don't know what the Spurs are going to do with him. If he comes off the bench and they keep Vassell in the starting lineup along with Champagnie and all them, then I guess that makes sense too, because he could be like the sixth man off the bench. But they have Keldon Johnson too. So I don't know, man. It kind of seems a little redundancy. Like, if you really like Dunk, why did you pay Champagnie so much money? That's just my thing.
He's definitely coming off the bench.
See,
I think he's going to start.
I don't see him coming off the bench, because to me, I think Champagnie is an undersized four. So I can see Tobias being a four, because I don't see Champagnie as being a four.
He makes more sense as a four.
Really
I agree.
Yeah,
and then
you can put.
I think Champagnie's going to stay in the lineup.
I think so.
And you can put Vassell on the three.
Close to it.
Ain't they both 6'8"? Am I tripping?
I think they both are close to
Champagnie's
like the same
6'5".
size. I'm about to look
So
up Champagnie.
Champagnie's like 6'5".
I looked at this as they needed somebody to replace what they thought Harrison Barnes was going to get them. That's how I looked at this.
I like
because
that.
they already brought in Champagnie. So my thing about the Spurs was y'all needed to get somebody that allows Wemby to play the four. Somebody that's actually going to be a center and focus on rebounding and allow Wemby to actually focus on being a prime threat two ways. You know, kind of like what Anthony Davis been crying about for years, right? He cried for years, I don't want to play the center. And the year that he didn't play the center, what did he do? Win a ring. So that's how I looked at it. Them picking up Tobias, I think Tobias just wanted to go there. And they was like, all right, look, you know what? We can take that. Just in case we have to make a mid-season move, you could be an insurance policy over a mid-season move. But I don't get the fit.
And they also brought back Barnes too.
By the way,
Barnes probably on a like a retirement. What his contract is? Because Tobias got like 2 years, like $31 million.
I think it was a couple of years.
Yeah, I don't think Harrison Barnes getting $30 million. He probably got like 7. That ain't really. That's just. I think Harrison Barnes is more of a locker room culture guy because he's been over in with the Spurs for several seasons. But I don't. The Tobias Harris thing is, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't unless they're gonna bring him off the bench with and bring Fox off the bench because I'm still saying they should bring that. That'd be fire for them if
Mhm,
they did that. That'd be
mhm.
raw for them. But
$50 million
Marcus,
guy off the bench. Damn.
Marcus, what was you saying?
Oh, by the way, there's a 1 inch difference in maybe 10 pounds if you go look at the stats between Champagny and Tobias Harris. Tobias is 6'8" and Champagny is 6'7". Tobias is 226 and Champagny's 217. According to the stats, we all know they're a little fudged at times.
Mm-hmm.
And Ed said
Vegas.
The Spurs ain't sacrifice their spaces to start Tobias. He's going to be a solid bet off the bench. So
Why
Yeah,
not? Why not?
Keep the
Champagne
shooters.
got the young legs. Let the vet come in off the bench with Fox.
Right.
2 veterans coming off the bench can get some good second team points going.
And their starting 5 is solid. Like they have a good starting 5. Now, whether you want to argue Harper and Fox and all that, the organization really believes in Fox and they paid him like that. So that's going to be interesting debate going into training camp. But they have a solid starting 5. I wouldn't mess with that. Like I would bring Unk off the bench. But then you have Keldon Johnson too, who was 6th man of the year last year. So that's going to be interesting because those guys are kind of the same body type. So it's all redundancy. So I don't know.
all right, let's
if
talk
the
about.
Spurs, go ahead. No,
Go ahead. Go ahead. D. Go
He's
ahead.
not
D.
even on the team.
I was just gonna say when they won Game 1 in OKC, their starting lineup was Harper, Castle, Vassell, Champagny, and Wembanyama. And that starting 5 is the starting 5 that they should go with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like De'Aaron Fox, right? But De'Aaron Fox don't like himself because he don't know how to play the game that benefits him. So why, if I was there, listen, it doesn't, for me personally, I don't care how much money you make. You're either a starter or you better off the bench. And if you make 40 mil coming off the bench, then so be it. And if you don't want to come off the bench, then play better as a starter.
Facts.
But this is about a team game. This ain't about one person. This ain't about 2 people. This is about an organization trying to win at the highest level and everybody contributing in the way they know how. Again, I'll say this again. One thing that I love about the New York Knicks and one of the biggest reasons they won a championship is because everybody on that team knows their role and they play as a superstar in their role.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
They really
Let's
do.
talk about that trade that the Pistons made to replace Tobias Harris. They went out inside Isaiah Joe for a 2nd round pick. Breed, I'm gonna start with you again, man. How are you feeling about the trade, man? And D, I see you over there laughing. So now that's why I said they were waiting for it. Because this boy can shoot. Let me tell you, he can shoot. He can ball. He can ball. Oh God. But yeah, Breed, let me get your thoughts.
Yeah, I like them. I like the move, man. I like them getting Isaiah Joe. We did need a shooter, and we got one. You know, uh, but 2 picks. I mean, we gonna see how it is, but
Second
I mean,
round
we
pick.
needed a
My
shooter.
first round, 2nd round picks.
Oh, 2 2nd round picks. So that he's a good shooter. I mean, I want to just see how he plays and fits with the Pistons. But I like the trade. I think I think we got a nice one here, man. I think he's I think he should play well. He should play well. I think he's a nice shooter. It's just I just want to see how his defense is going to be. If he's going to be a good defender, that's what I got to look out for. If he's going to be a good defender, but other than that, his shooting is cool. But just got to see how he fits in this Pistons system.
D, he shoot 40% from the 3, but how you feeling about the trade the Pistons requiring Isaiah Joe?
That they ball fools gold. Don't get me wrong, man. Isaiah Joe, which is I think he's going on like his 6th year in the league or something.
And all he has to do
Um,
every year was improve. And all his stats, he has improved.
I'm not. That's cool, right? And I'm not saying that he can't possibly turn into something because he's still young. What I'm saying is though, when y'all just announced it, y'all said y'all got a shooter, right? And my whole problem is with Detroit is you need another co-star to go with Cade. So, in this, from what it looks like, this draft was full of prospects. You could have got a shooter out this draft.
A rookie. We got a rookie.
I mean, all I'm saying is,
Corey.
if
Yeah.
if the Pistons think Isaiah Joe is going to move the needle for them, then you're just making me understand that you traded for Kevin Herter for nothing. Because ain't no way in the
And we
world you gonna
re-signed
tell
him
me
too.
Isaiah Joe is. You can't tell me Isaiah Joe is a better shooter than Kevin Herter.
D, your thoughts on the move, man? I mean, Marcus, your thoughts on the move, bro?
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not really that hipped on Isaiah Joe, so I haven't really got that much of opinion. I'm interested to see how it goes. I think he was just a good fit, looking good with OKC because there's just a lot of weapons, and it's easy to look good with a team that's looking good. You feel me? But we'll see how it goes. Well, I'll leave it at that. I'm interested to see.
Okay, Nate.
So with Isaiah Joe, there's two stories to Isaiah Joe. There's the Isaiah Joe that won when the Thunder won the championship. He was a big part of the rotation. He was a guy that knocked down shots, played good defense, played really well. Oklahoma City extended him. And then this season, he kind of fell a little out of the rotation, and then if you watch in the playoffs, he really wasn't in the rotation at all. And when he got in the game, he did struggle with his shot. So I think Oklahoma City looked at the opportunity. Well, hey, we're going to draft Ben Sturts from Iowa, who's another knockdown shooter. We've got guys that can shoot the ball. Isaiah Joe can be somebody who's expendable. And Oklahoma City looked at the opportunity that, hey, Detroit needs shooters. And if Isaiah regains his shot consistently, like the one that we saw in the championship run, he's a good addition. I think he could be the two guard along with Cade, that provides some kind of offense. Unless a Corey keeps developing, then a Corey could be that two guard, and Isaiah Joe will come off the bench. But clearly, he'll have a bigger role in Detroit than he had in Oklahoma City, because if you watch this last year, he really wasn't in the rotation. Even in the playoffs, he really didn't play a lot unless guys got in foul trouble. So they kind of lost faith in him and had other players play ahead of him. So maybe this is just kind of a new situation where, hey, he's going to get a bigger role, new team. Maybe he regains his confidence and he becomes the guy that they had in the championship run.
D, I think Ed got a question for you. He said, who at 17 in the draft is a better shooter than Joe? Please name a prospect.
Well,
I like Ben Sturts.
listen, hold on, wait. I'm gonna just go real simple. I'm a Cleveland fan, and we just drafted and we traded back from 29 to 34 and picked up Malik Thomas.
Say it. Yes.
And I promise you, he a better shooter than Isaiah Joe is right now.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought him up. That is a steal of the draft. That man is going to be a dog.
So
Tyler Nickel.
I said this before the draft even said. I said it was 30 to 35 players coming out in this draft that can carve out a real NBA career. And nothing about the summer league has proven me wrong.
All right. Well, we're going to get to our final topic of the day. I appreciate everybody watching. Like I said, do us a favor, man. Hit that subscribe button. Detroit Fan Report on YouTube, man. We very much appreciate that. And my last topic of the day is, it's down to two teams. I got to be signed to somebody right now. We didn't get you last time we was on here, so I saved this question for you because I know you got high spirits for you and your Cleveland Cavaliers. So, my question is, where's the LeBron lane? Because right now, I mean, you got to be signed already. D, I'm going to start with you because you missed it last week, man. Where does LeBron land, man? Okay. We know you got high hopes for Cleveland, man. So, tell us where.
I mean, okay, so where does he land versus where I prefer him to land? All right. I'm gonna say this. I I'll say what I said in the beginning before this all even played out. I said if LeBron should come back to Cleveland, right? Go ahead and end your career where you started at, because Cleveland, even as currently assembled right now, has a good chance of going to the finals. I mean, this was a Western Conference, this was the Eastern Conference team without LeBron. So if you add him to the mix, that should put you over the hump. But I also was of the mindset that when you look back on this 10 or 15 years from now, and you think about how you ended your career, you know, he has his own production company. He can literally film his own farewell tour, and no NBA team could pay him the amount of money that he's going to make off filming his own farewell tour. Nobody. So I would say you should come back to Cleveland and do it one more time. But I can't lie and say, like, if I'm LeBron, the Warriors kind of do look nice. Minnesota does look interesting. Miami doesn't look that bad. Philly does kind of look good. But I'm gonna stick with the land. I think he still come back to Cleveland regardless of what everything else looked like. I still think he ends up in Cleveland.
Okay, Marcus, you missed last week too, so I'm asking you the same question. Where do you think LeBron James land?
I'm gonna go with D here. If he wants the storybook ending, the kumbayas and all that, he goes back to Cleveland. He wants to go have fun and do whatever he wants. Miami or Golden State, because he loves Steph Curry. He big fan of him. And then if you just want to coast and play it easy, why not go to Philly, who just stacked their team even more? But do the storybook ending, go back to Cleveland, go back to the land, end it, let them get their farewell tour, and call it a year. Call it a career. As much as I hate it, go back to Cleveland, go back home. I mean, Cleveland, this is for you, all that fun stuff.
Boo.
You feel me? That's just how I feel on it, though.
Steve, man, we got new updates on it. I know you said something last week where LeBron was going to land. I know our boy Trey said he just need to retire. Call it a day. But where do you think?
He did say that.
Where do you think LeBron land?
Man, it's a few teams I had in mind. I know the last time I brought up a surprise team that might be in the running. More likely he might just go back to Cleveland for the storybook and then just for the third or whatever time, just be like, hey, I'm here. I'm not going to leave anymore, which we know that's going to be some bullshit. But yeah, I would say it's probably going to be Cleveland. I did say a dark horse before, the Pacers, because the Pacers said they was interested in him. It's a possibility he may go to the Pacers. I can't
see him buying a house in Indiana. I cannot see him buying a house in Indiana.
He buying one at French Lick. He living next door to Larry Bird. French Lick.
Just can't see that happening.
French Lick. he living next door to Halliburton.
And in all fairness, he wouldn't have to necessarily buy a place in Indiana, because Indiana is literally like Indianapolis is only like a 5-hour drive from, you know what I'm saying? So he wouldn't necessarily have to. He could get like an apartment out there for a year or something, a nice little condo or something for a year, which is not going to hurt his pocket at all.
Cornfields.
And do it like that. But I remember that because I forgot my phone was acting spotty last week, so I only started the show. You said that Pacer shit had me over here hot. No, you didn't say Indiana. Hey, I was over here on 10.
That would be wild, man.
Hey,
nobody see what that.
That would be a slap. Listen, if he goes, the one thing about all the other teams that you list is they're not in our division. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So to not choose Cleveland and to go to a team in a division, come on, man. Like, that's just that's bitter revenge, bitter baby mama type bullshit. Like, come on, man, with the BS. Yeah.
Hey, D. Hey, tell that to Jaylen Brown. Tell that to Jaylen
Brown didn't have a no trade clause.
Yeah, he didn't have a no trade clause. Yeah.
He had to go
he got
wherever they
traded to
wanted
the
to send him.
division.
But
But he
LeBron,
got
Paul
traded
George.
to the division.
that'd be
Fucking
different
Paul
though.
George.
So let's
Signing
be very
to a
clear.
team and you get traded to a team is two different things, Steve.
Listen, but let's be very clear, right? I know what everybody say about Paul George, but let's be very clear. If Paul George plays a whole entire year up to his potential, you didn't lose anything by trading him for Jaylen Brown. You arguably got a better
Let's be
two-way
real.
player. You arguably got a better two-way player and a more experienced one. If, and again, it's the caveat, if Paul George plays to his full potential.
Big ass if with capital letters.
Man,
Yeah. I
man,
think
let's be real here. Paul George ain't playing no whole year. He about as brittle as peanut butter. He ain't playing no full year. Come on now.
Paul
They
George
call him
didn't play
pandemic
most of
P
last
for a
year,
reason.
Unless he
but
juiced
he
up.
didn't play. But last year, he was suspended. He wasn't hurt.
He was juiced up last year too. He was when he got that.
Listen. He would have found a way to mess up anyway. Let's be real. He always finds a way to mess up, and they don't call him pandemic P in the playoffs for nothing. I'm
Not
just saying.
pandemic.
I'm
Nate,
just saying.
Your thoughts were you think
Yeah.
LeBron?
Yeah, real quick, man. Like, okay, if he wants the farewell tour, like I'm sure he does, he's gonna go to Cleveland. That makes the most sense. You don't do a farewell tour if it's not your own team that you got drafted by, you played for, you won a championship for. That would be the perfect ending if he won it in Cleveland and said goodbye then. I still think he could go to Golden State because he really does love Steph Curry. And out of all the teams that he's mentioned, that makes the most sense because if he goes to Golden State, he's the second best player on that team. Other teams, he might be the third or fourth option. So, but I think he'll go back to Cleveland. I think he's pandering this out completely just to say I'm going back to Cleveland. I can't think of anything else than that.
I appreciate everybody who watched today. For me, do us a favor, like I said, please go to Detroit Fan Report on YouTube and hit that subscribe button, man. It means very, very, very much. A lot, it means a lot to me. Do that for me, one time. So hit that subscribe button. But before we leave, bro, I'm gonna let everybody on the panel let you know where they can find them at. Starting with Nate.
Yeah, One at Chica Three Toes. It's our Lions podcast. We're probably going to start up in the next couple of weeks. We had some technical difficulties on the last show, so we decided to postpone that. We got training camp coming up. Super excited about that. But yeah, if I'm not talking Lions football, I'm talking New York Knicks basketball on the Fan Report here. Champions, baby. Super excited for the new season. Summer League's been fun. There's going to be a lot of young talent coming into the league. It's going to be a good year, man. Go Knicks.
For sure. Marcus, man, let everybody know where they can find you at, brother.
You can catch me on the Father's Den podcast on Facebook and YouTube every Sunday. We are back in business. Things got busy last month. But check us out every Sunday around 12 o'clock.
Yes, sir. G, man, appreciate you coming on again, man. Let everybody know where they can find you at. That internet is working, though. It is working. We gotta give you that. You feel me?
That calf Wi-Fi. It's on 100.
He said, "Fuck yeah, he got Spectrum."
Well, what's so crazy? Y'all remember I ain't on the East Coast no more. I'm on the West Coast, so they don't got Spectrum over here. It's Cox.
It's what?
It's Cox.
I ain't never heard of it.
Man, you know what I'm saying? But it's working. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
D Trent, Game Changer Sports Talk in the Street Sports, man. You can find us on all social platforms, whether you find D Trent or in the Street Sports, man. And I just talk about a little bit of everything. I just recently relocated, so we'll get back popping real soon, man. But I appreciate Detroit Fan Report for having me on, man, and letting me come on here and speak my piece, man. It's always a pleasure.
For sure. Bree, let them know about 3.3 Sports, baby.
Yeah, man. Just like, subscribe, man. Find me at the New Breed 313 Sports. Also 313 The New Breed Real Talk. You can also find me, man. I'm actually gonna be on a show this Tuesday. I'm gonna be on a Rolling with FD show this Tuesday at 10 p.m. So y'all check me out on there. And you know, when it comes to me,
Oh, here
you
we go.
know, we got to go. And you can find me under them air mattresses too. The air mattresses sale that went up since I said it. They went up. They went up on business. They went up on
Damn.
business. I'm telling you, boy, it's
Oh
at an
my
all-time high right now.
god. You've
Boy,
been selling the
I tell
mattresses,
you.
bro. You've been selling them.
Boy, wait. And we've been promoting the things like the Vol Ball on Big Baller Brand, baby. Big Baller Brand. We got it,
Shout
baby.
out to
It's
Big
2
Baller
weeks.
Brand.
2 weeks.
Before we head out of here, man,
Smothering.
make sure y'all check out Friday Detroit. What up, though? You feel me? We'll be talking Lions, Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings. You feel me? Tigers coming off an All-Star break. You feel me? Some things be going on in Detroit. You know, Steve Eiserman is no longer with the Red Wings, so we all will be covering that Friday at 9:30 p.m. You can catch me and Steve on that. You feel me? Christian and a couple other people. With that said, man, everybody enjoy their night. Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody's channel that's on the panel. You feel me? With that said, we might find out where LeBron beat everybody next week. You never know. Everybody have a blessed night. Hit the subscribe button. We out. Peace.